What's up, guys? GameNut here, and welcome back to episode number 2 of our Madden 18 Ultimate Team series. First off, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys that showed support and watched the first episode. I'm having a ton of fun with Madden 18 so far, and it seems like a lot of you guys are as well, so I'm excited to continue on with this series. Now, of course, in the last episode, this is the team that I left you guys off with. I haven't made any changes that you guys are not aware of, but I did leave you all with a mystery player, which I don't think a lot of you guys saw this. Now, I do want to continue to do that this year because it seems like so many of you guys absolutely loved when I did the mystery player. Got a lot of you guys going in the comment section, but instead I changed the mystery player and put him to the outro now. So you guys got to stay till the end of the video and you will see the card, that I morphed a little bit for you guys to guess and figure out who's going to be joining my team. Well, for today's episode, the card is in fact going to be the 82 overall power up tier 2 of Andrew Luck. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking, why do I want to get this card of Andrew Luck? Don't I already have the 80 overall elite free version that I got from the opening packs, once I joined Madden 18 Ultimate Team, which is a true point. Yes, I do have that card, but you guys will see in just a second, I wanted to get myself an upgrade. Now, basically, to get this card, all we had to do is come into the silver team token set for the Colts. I actually did this before they changed up the sets a little bit to the way that you get the team silver tokens now. So basically, we got ours for the Colts, had to put a bunch of silver players into it. We go to our power-up sets. We, of course, go to players, AFC South, go over to the Colts where we find ourselves Mr. Andrew Luck. And it's actually really easy for all of you guys to complete the 75 overall versions of a lot of these players for the teams. Like, it only costs a silver team token, which in total probably doesn't cost any more than, like, I want to say just a few thousand coins. Like, it's very cheap to do. But here we have ourselves the 75 overall power up tier 1 edition of the card, which you guys can see the stats on the back of it right now. Well, if we go ahead and compare that with the current 80 overall version that we already have, you guys can see it really doesn't compare. The 80 overall is drastically better than the card that we just got. However, I'm not done just yet. As we head back into our power-up sets, we have to add the exact same things. We need a silver team token, this time a gold team token, obviously both of the Colts, along with the 75 card of Andrew Luck to now give ourselves the 82 overall power-up tier 2 edition of Andrew Luck as our starting quarterback. And as we go ahead and compare between the 75 and the 82, the two cards that we just got, is it really worth going from tier 1 to tier 2 in the power-up sets? My opinion, it definitely is. You guys can see he's about +7 in every stat except for throw on the run and his speed. Now, the big thing that I'm worried about here is how does this match up with the current 80 overall version card that's already on our team? Is this any better? Was it worth me doing this set? And as you guys will see, it isn't a crazy difference. However, it is a slight upgrade. He has about +2 or maybe +1 in all of his stats. But in my eyes, when I see a card that has higher stats than a different one, I want to get that card. Does it really perform differently in game? It might not. I mean, maybe 9 times out of 10 he will be able to make a deep throw, whereas the 80 overall card, it would be 8 times out of 10, something like that. Who knows? In my eyes, though, I just got myself a very slight upgrade at quarterback. So that is going to be our new QB, Andrew Luck, for this season. As we went ahead, I did make a couple of other changes with our lineup. I finished some kickoff solo challenges, which in this one we get ourselves a 76 overall Rob Gronkowski. You always got to have loving a Gronk on your team, man, the best tight end in the game. As we go forward back to our kickoff challenges, we will see here Champ Bailey, Story of a Legend. Once we get all the way to the end, this final solo challenge of the sequence, we get ourselves a Bailey pack. Now, obviously, within that Bailey pack, you guys can probably figure out what's going to come out of it. As we finish the solo challenges, we're going to get ourselves not only a mud tip, but we get ourselves an 80 overall Legend Champ Bailey. This is crazy, man. You guys can jump into Ultimate Team right now and get yourself an 80 overall version Legend of Champ Bailey. This is crazy, and the card looks really good, man. I mean, he's got fantastic speed and really good coverage as well. Like, this is a completely bounced cornerback. I've been looking at some of the stats of the corners, and I feel like some are only good at speed or some are only good at coverage. Now, along with this card, you can come back to power-up sets and not only get this card up to an 81 overall, which then you can use for a second set, getting into an 83 overall, which finally use that card with along some team tokens to get an 85 overall Champ Bailey, man. Like, that's pretty crazy. All you got to do is just get a bunch of team tokens to get yourself eventually an 85 Champ Bailey for your team. Now, as we finish the very last solo challenge in that sequence, conveniently, we got ourselves a team token. So what are we going to do with it? Head back over to the power-up sets and now upgrade our Champ Bailey from the 80 overall to a now 81 overall. So now we have ourselves an 81 Champ Bailey on our team. You guys will see the stat difference it really is not a big difference whatsoever. The only thing that I noticed is the man coverage and zone coverage is up by +1, which this card I don't think is going to be any different from the 80 overall. But you know what? Once we get up to that 85, I feel like it could be a lot better. Now, along with that, one final thing that we did do with our team is I was able to get myself a couple more Tomlinson tokens, which you guys know, once we head over to the level master set, you can eventually get that 73 overall silver edition of LaDainian Tomlinson, eventually up to a 92 overall. But for us, we just got ourselves the 75 overall version. It's a very slow process to upgrade this card. Now, as we compare it with the version that we just had before we upgraded him, the 74 to the 75, again, nothing really too drastic here. It's not a big difference. He pretty much just went up +1 in all of his stats except for ball carrier vision went up by +2. But that is going to do it for today's upgrades in the episode. You guys can now see the current lineup. We are up to a 76 overall. Obviously have a lot more improvements to make on the team, but we've got our new quarterback Andrew Luck, who is now up to an 83 overall. Running back is still LaDainian Tomlinson. He's actually up to a 76 overall now. And over at tight end, we do have ourselves Rob Gronkowski. I think the only other change I made on offense is our left tackle was originally a silver player. We now have ourselves a 74 gold Eric Flowers. Over on the defense, no changes have been made here except, of course, for the 81 overall Champ Bailey. I do think we also had ourselves a silver card at free safety and left outside linebacker. Both of those positions are now up to gold players as well. But that is going to do it for the lineup of today's episode. It is time, man, to jump into our very first head-to-head season game of the year. I'm excited. So as you guys know, things have not changed from the past. It's still the same. In our season, we have to get ourselves 7 wins without getting 3 losses to make it to the playoffs, which in the playoffs, if you lose, obviously you're completely out. Got to start all over again. But after 3 wins in the playoffs, you make it to the Super Bowl, and then obviously that is the big game. You have to win it all there, or else you're going home and starting completely fresh again. But as we come into our season's homepage here, you guys can see we are in rookie second string, man. Our very first game of Madden 18 Ultimate Team head-to-head seasons, man. Let's get it.
And now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play.
Our very first game of Madden 18 Ultimate Team Seasons is here, man. I am so excited. I feel like this is going to be a really good year, man. And this is only going to be the beginning. Our very first game of head-to-head season. So as you guys did see, my opponent's top 3 players, he has himself a pretty good secondary. 2 of his top 3 players are cornerbacks, and then his third best player is only a fullback. I don't really think we have to worry about that position too much. But as we come forward, we're going to start things out on offense. Our first offensive drive, I just want to have a good one, okay? Let's not throw an interception or do anything stupid. We go to LT on the first rushing play. The second play, Andrew Luck, a fantastic throw on the run to Julio Jones on the sideline. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe the 80 overall version wouldn't have been able to make that throw like 8 times out of 10, but this card could make it 9 times out of 10. You guys see where I'm coming from here, but as we go back to LT on the run play, he finally gets himself a pretty solid run, picks up a rush of 14 yards. We go to our tight end now, Darren Fells. He is our backup tight end. That's why it wasn't Rob Gronkowski on that play. He is able to pick up a first. Here on 2nd and inches, I don't see anybody open. It looks like my opponent is running an 8-zone defense. It seems like things don't change from Madden 17 to 18, but we were able to pick up the first down. 2nd and 5, LT with another great run, getting us down to the 7-yard line. We're definitely having ourselves a pretty good first offensive drive. When on 2nd and goal, LT the man goes into the end zone for our first rushing touchdown, completely untouched.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
Wait a minute. I want to redo. Oops, we missed our first PAT of the year. Are you kidding me? We just had ourselves a great first drive, put up a touchdown, and then we missed our first extra point of the year. I don't know if that was just really laggy on the kicking meter or if I just completely butchered that. I probably butchered it, okay? I missed my first PAT of the year. We have a bronze kicker. Give me some slack. At least we got ourselves a lead up 6-0. Now, as we come out on our first drive on defense, my opponent really enjoyed going to this guy. Number 22 is his running back, CJ Anderson. He was both rushing with him and going to him in the passing game, and he kept going with a 4 vertical offense, but just changed the receiver he would throw to every single play. So here on 1st and 10, he finds his wide open receiver all the way down to the 9-yard line. That is now going to switch us into the second quarter. He's now brought up to a 3rd and goal, going to try and run with CJ Anderson, and we just made ourselves a big-time user tackle with my man Ray Lewis. Brought him up to a stop. It is now a 4th and goal. He's going to take his field goal, put up 3 points, and oh my goodness, that was really close. He barely hooked that in to the left side of the field goal post, man. So now he is still in this game, only down by 3 points, which isn't good for us because he can tie this game up with a field goal. So on offense, we throw a duck, man. I don't even know what I was thinking there. Andrew Luck obviously doesn't have the greatest throw on the run. I just kind of threw that up, and it was definitely a pretty boneheaded play by me. I'm not going to lie. So there's our first interception. At least we have that out of the way. So my opponent is going to pick things up back on offense again. Going to this guy, CJ Anderson. I cannot seem... It seems like every single year in Madden, I swear, the CJ Anderson cards are unbelievable. What? I cannot believe that just happened. When I was playing this game, I was so furious. Like, how is he going to throw it directly to me? I'm reading this man's routes, and I get a bad timing interception. Like, what is that even a thing? Why do we have that in Madden? Bad timing? I read this man's route, and I was right in front of it. Are you kidding me? So, somehow we drop the user interception. He's able to get down to the 1-yard line. Ray Lewis almost had an interception on the previous play, and then he goes with the fake fullback dive. He's running my own play against me, the one that I like to run, with CJ Anderson yet again, going in for another touchdown. Now has the lead 10-6. So, I don't know, man. That was a frustrating defensive drive. So, as we come into the second half of this game now, my opponent is back on offense. He got the ball at the start of the third quarter. So, we're not in very good prime position to really win this game now, as he goes back to CJ Anderson once again for a pickup of 20. Next play, he's going back to his wide receiver. I'm not even sure, honestly, who that man is, but he picks up another big-time gain. 2nd and 20. Like, I'm reading this man. I see exactly where he's going, but I'm just... That time, I was just like a step behind from being able to get the user interception, man. Are you kidding me? And then on the next play, 1st and goal, CJ Anderson right up the gut is able to put up another touchdown. Now has the lead 17-6. We're down by 11 points. It is time for us to make a big-time comeback, man. No more excuses. So, as we come out here on offense, 2nd and 15, we find Cordero Patterson, our #1 receiver, wide open. If he could have stayed in bounds, that could have been a pickup of a lot more, but it's all right. I will take it. Next play. 2nd and 17, we find my man Rob Gronkowski wide open down the middle of the field, able to pick up another big-time completion. This is what I like. A few plays later, we got brought up to a 4th and 4. I decided, you know what? At this point of the game, we have to go for it. We find LT down in the flats, completely wide open. This man definitely feels like he has some good speed on him, even though I think it's only somewhere in the 70s. He definitely feels kind of fast to me, though. But next play, 1st and goal. We've got to go right back to this guy, LaDainian Tomlinson. How was that not a touchdown? I don't understand. He goes down at the 1-yard line, but it's all good because on 1st and goal, all you have to do is just go with a QB sneak. We get ourselves the touchdown, and we are right back in this game. So now we find ourselves down by 5 points. Definitely a little bit of a weird score. So here on 1st and 10. My man, Ray Lewis, comes up with the hit stick. And we recover it, take it all the way to the end zone for a fumble 6. That is the play, that is the turnover that we needed to happen on this defense, man. We got ourselves a defensive touchdown. We got the 2-point conversion and now have a 3-point lead. Are now up 20-17. Let's go, man. That is the play that we needed to happen for this team.
Another one.
Another one! The man that just got a fumble recovery on the previous play now gets himself a forced fumble. And this defense is playing out of their minds right now, man. Let's go. And the first play on offense, okay, obviously, we're coming back to reality now. Obviously, I had a feeling things were too good to be true. Our first offensive play, and now my opponent gets himself a fumble. LT coughs up the ball, and on one play on offense, 1st and 10, it's this man again, CJ Anderson. I swear I can never stop playing against CJ Anderson cards, and they always absolutely destroy me. I don't know what it is. And one play, my opponent puts up a touchdown and now has the lead back in this game. But hold up just 1 second. As you guys can see here, my opponent missed his PAT, which makes up for us missing ours earlier on in this game, which now leaves the score at 23-20, which we only now need a field goal to tie this game if we can't put up a touchdown and win this thing. So with a minute and a half left, we go to with a wide receiver screen to Cordero Patterson. He gets a gain of 12, giving us a 1st down. A play later, 2nd and 5, going to go back to our tight end, Rob Gronkowski. He's picked up another 1st down on a gain of 7 yards, so things are going pretty good. We've got 22 seconds left. It's a 2nd and 4. Time to just rush the ball with LT. Keep it safe. Put the ball on the ground. And LaDainian Tomlinson makes up for his fumble and goes into the end zone. Once again, this man has had himself a game today. We got ourselves the touchdown, putting us back in the lead. And this time, we're not missing the extra point, man. So you guys can see that it's going to put us up by now 4 points. We have the lead 27-23 on my opponent. However, this game, of course, is not over. He does have 13 seconds left, but I went with a man up 3 defense. I'm not letting anything stupid happen with 13 seconds left. His right tackle just completely gave up on the play, let up a sack, and you guys will see the game got paused, and your peer has conceded the game. Our first game online of head-to-head seasons in Madden 18 Ultimate Team. Not only did we get the victory, but we were able to force ourselves the late rage quit in this game. Let's go, man. That was definitely a crazy game. We found ourselves down 11 points, and we got ourselves a fantastic comeback, our first game of the year. So that is going to do it for today's episode, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said earlier on, I'm having so much fun with Ultimate Team so far this year. I hope you guys are as well and having a lot of fun with it. Make sure you stay to check out the outro for the mystery player for the next episode, but I will catch you guys all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.
Backlash written on me, caught robbing on a glass bowl. I've been ballin', free my ladies in the counter now. I'm already out, already on the countdown. I'ma set it right. Got the backlash written on me, cold